So there is going to be the biggest imbalance when it comes to Bitcoin's supply. Let's dig in to all the latest news. So we're going to start here on coin market cap. The total market cap of crypto globally is down 0.89% at the time of recording and now stands at $1.92 trillion. And I've said several times that I think this is going to be a $10 trillion market come, the peak of the bull run. And I'm super excited to see how everything sort of comes to fruition. Bitcoin is at 51,171.17. It's up 0.20 in the last hour, but it's down a whopping 1.61% in the past 24 hours. So yeah, look, let's sort of dig into everything Bitcoin, and we'll also come on to the topic of the imbalance and what this really means for the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to start here and we're going to talk about the Bitcoin mining difficulty surpassing 80 trillion ahead of the halving. This happened 2 days ago, and what I would kind of say to everybody is the price is going to have to go up. Otherwise, the miners are going to be operating at a loss. So, the Bitcoin spot ETFs, I think the values of those, surpassed $13 billion when it comes to the amount of Bitcoin that have flowed into those since, it went live just over a month ago. For me, we're going to see this real big imbalance, and we're seeing a lot of real positive stuff come out about Bitcoin. Another thing to cover off here that again I think is really positive: attacks on Bitcoin and Ethereum now economically unfeasible according to studies that have been done recently. And this for me is really interesting. I don't know how accurate it actually is, because BlackRock, for example, they own, the biggest, shares of the biggest miners. And, you could say that they could have enough power there to, do a hard fork or something along those lines. And the terms and conditions of some of these funds are really interesting, right? Because they could take it into a completely different, route with a hard fork, for example. So attacks, perhaps not feasible unless you're the likes of BlackRock and Grayscale and various other really big entities that have got huge power when it comes to the Bitcoin miners, with how much they actually own of the actual mining companies, and the amount of Bitcoin that they're accumulating, right? I think that it's not a surprise that we're in like a recession, high inflation, property issues, people losing their homes, people losing their jobs, high inflation, high interest rates. Look, this is the biggest transfer of wealth in history that we're going to be experiencing. I think this time is very different for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin than other cycles that we've seen historically. And I think that I'm sat here just really excited, well positioned, and just really, really excited about where we're heading, right? And I'm interested to get people's views and opinions. Are you all in the market, or are you, partly on the side? Are you mainly on the side, keeping powder dry, ready for a crash? Let me know. I'm really interested to get your views and opinions. Bitcoin price climb higher after the halving is a question that seems to be get asked a lot. Now, it seems inevitable that we're going to see a new all-time high. We're not that far off of the previous all-time high, and the amount of adoption that we're seeing for Bitcoin spot ETFs really does indicate that that is highly likely. But price predictions from, I want to air quote, experts, expert analysts, target between $150,000 and $200,000 midway through the year. So we're talking sort of June time. These are the sorts of prices that are being predicted by experts. So I personally feel that we need to see the Fed pivot. We need to see everything crash before we go into the real bull run. But there is a chance, right? There is a chance that the Fed don't pivot until after we're well into a bull run. And if that happens, maybe I'm wrong on the timing aspect of things. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. Whenever we've had a Fed pivot, stocks have crashed anywhere up to like 58%. So if you imagine, stocks crashing 38%, what would crypto crash? And it's a very different picture with Bitcoin and the Bitcoin spot ETF to anything that we've seen historically. And historically we've seen things crash far more than the stocks. It's very, very volatile. But moving on, we got top analyst says the Bitcoin new all-time high is a foregone conclusion and predicts double-digit surge for 2 altcoins. And I'm not going to get into those, but look, I think the Bitcoin all-time high is inevitable with everything that's happening. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Bitcoin pundits warn of supply shortage while liquidity is actually increasing. So look, I'm one of those individuals that has been banging on about the Bitcoin supply imbalance and like the amount that is getting bought up by these big institutions, these funds, the family offices, companies like MicroStrategy, is just obscene. And I think that there's going to be we're going to have a real crunch where there's not enough supply to meet the demand, right? We haven't even got pension funds allocating to these Bitcoin spot ETFs yet. So I think there's an awful lot more money to come into the space. And I'll come on to some other stuff as well, which I think is really interesting. We've got Revolut to introduce crypto exchange targeting advanced traders. So look, everybody's trying to get in on the act, right? And this is the other thing that I wanted to mention. Big banks are nudging the SEC for a slice of the sweet Bitcoin ETF action. The Bank Association argued that the US banks were notably absent as asset custodians for the Bitcoin ETFs, despite them playing a role in the ETPs, other ones that is. So look, the banks are after your crypto. The big players in the space, your JP Morgans, your BlackRock, your MicroStrategy, they're all after your crypto. And for me, I would be staying away from all of the Bitcoin spot ETFs and, any third party risk. I would be getting my crypto and holding it self-custody, making sure that I'm looking after number one here, right? And keeping my crypto myself. That's what I would be doing. Celsius, talking about third-party risk, Celsius distributes $2 billion worth of crypto to 172,000 creditors. Not sure I've received mine. Have you received yours? Let me know in the comments below. But that is everything that I've got for you here. I think that there's going to be this massive imbalance when it comes to Bitcoin, and the sky's the limit for the price. Where do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to go? I'm thinking at least $150,000 bare minimum. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments below. Watch this video to find out about some hidden gems, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.